So, have you ever really looked into what happened with the Branch Davidians at Waco back in '93?
Not really. You know, I've heard bits and pieces, but not the full story. What was that all about?
Oh man, it's such a wild and tragic tale. So, basically, there was this religious group called the Branch Davidians, led by David Koresh. They were based in Waco, Texas, and believed in some intense apocalyptic prophecies.
Wow. Like end of the world stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Koresh claimed he was the final prophet, the only one
Seriously?
who could interpret the seven seals of Revelation.
That's a big claim. So what made him so controversial?
Well, he had some controversial practices. He declared himself the Lamb of God and took multiple wives, including underage girls, and he
Wait,
was stockpiling
underage?
weapons.
Underage girls? That's crossing a serious line.
Exactly, and that's why the authorities got involved. The ATF started investigating for illegal firearms and reports of child abuse.
Right. So they decided to raid the compound?
Yeah, on February 28, 1993, the ATF tried to serve a search warrant, but the Branch Davidians were tipped off and were ready for
Oh
them.
man, so things got violent?
Unfortunately, yes, a gunfight broke out. 4 ATF agents and 6 Branch Davidians were killed.
That's intense. So then the FBI stepped in?
Exactly. The FBI took over, leading to a 51-day standoff. It became a huge media spectacle.
I can imagine. What were they hoping to achieve during the standoff?
The FBI wanted to get everyone to surrender peacefully. They tried negotiating with Koresh, but he kept stalling, saying he needed time to write down his divine revelations.
That's frustrating. Did they try other tactics?
Yeah, they resorted to psychological warfare, blasting loud music, shining bright lights at night, cutting off
Seriously?
power and water.
I wonder if that just made things worse.
Probably. It might have reinforced their belief that they were under siege by the forces of evil.
Right. So what happened in the end?
On April the 19th, the FBI decided to make a move. They used tanks to inject tear gas into the compound, hoping to force them
Wow.
out.
Did it work?
Tragically, no. A fire broke out and the entire
no.
building went up in flames. 76 people died, including 25 children.
That's awful. Do we know what caused the fire?
It's still debated. The government claims the Branch Davidians started it themselves, possibly as a mass suicide, but survivors and critics argue the FBI's actions may have ignited it.
I see. So there's no definitive answer?
Not really. There are recordings suggesting the Davidians discussed starting a fire, but it's not conclusive.
That's complicated. But do you really think the FBI had any other options? I mean, they had to act, right?
Well, I see your point, but I think with more patience and different negotiation tactics,
Maybe.
it could have ended without such tragedy.
It's easy to second guess, but it was a tense situation.
Definitely. And the aftermath had far-reaching consequences.
Like what? Yeah, what impact did it have?
Well, it became a symbol for anti-government groups. Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bomber, cited Waco as motivation.
Wow, that's alarming.
It really is. It spurred on militia movements and increased distrust in the government among some groups.
I can see that. Do you think we've learned from this incident?
I hope so. It's a lesson in the importance of handling such situations carefully, understanding the people involved, and
Absolutely.
avoiding escalation.
It's a tragic piece of history. Thanks for shedding light on it.
No problem. It's a story that's important to remember and learn from.